Okay, so today I'm going to show you another movement tech that I found called U wall bouncing. I actually found this quite a while ago and I just haven't made a video dedicated specifically to it, but it still follows the same wall bounce mechanics that I've described in multiple other videos on my channel. So let's just do a quick demonstration. So you can see that we fell down and then we had to climb back up and then we jump off the wall. And that's what gives it the U name, is the U shape that we make on the wall as we fall down and then climb back up. That's why we call it a U bounce. So the trickiest part with the U bounce is knowing exactly how far you have to climb back up. I think the easiest way to figure it out is by practicing it. And so when you're practicing it, there's a couple things you can look for to know whether or not you went too high or you went too low. So there, that was pretty much the perfect height. Any lower, and I wouldn't have gotten a big bounce like that. So I can show you what that looks like. So if I don't climb up enough, that's what it looks like. You can see that it was like a very mini wall bounce. I can show you again. So you can see I still get a little bit of height off of it, but it's not anywhere close to what you get from an actual wall bounce. And then I can show you what it looks like if you climb up too much. So you can see there, I climbed up too much, and again, I didn't get a real wall bounce. I didn't even get any height off of that. So I can show you again, and just notice how we don't get any height off of it at all. Right, no height, it just flinches straight back from the wall. So that pretty much covers the basics. Some of these mechanics are a little bit more nuanced, but we'll go over exactly how everything works and why everything works a little bit later in this video. For now, we're going to go and look at some applications of how to use it. Now, I don't actually have any gameplay clips at the moment of this, but if you want to see some, Treely is actually going to put out a video alongside this one where he goes over how he's been using it in game, and that might also be helpful if you're trying to start to implement this into your gameplay. So definitely go check that out. I'll have a link in the description. So construction is one of my favorite places to use it. I'll use it all the time like this, and then you can jump down between floors like that sometimes if you don't have time to set up like a proper strafe down. You're just running from someone, so you just yeet, and then you recover with the bounce to go to where you actually want it to go. There's also lots of places where you could just climb up, but a U-bounce would be quicker. Like that. If we compare that to the climb, it is significantly slower. You can also do like fake drop downs to try and surprise people. So for example, like this, it kind of looks like I dropped down, but then I can get back up really quickly using a U-bounce to hopefully surprise someone or get someone to drop down and juke them. You can also do them off of walls like this. You can also try and start working them into other, more complicated combos. Like that. You can also combine it with some of the techniques I showed in the double wall bounce video to get even more bounces. So you can do things like this. So let's go into a little bit more depth on how exactly this works. So to start out, we're just going to look at regular wall bounces because they are actually quite similar. So you still get the same behavior where if we go too low, you get a very small wall bounce. And if you go a little bit above that, you get the regular wall bounce. And if you go even higher than that, you fall straight off the wall when you jump. So I've kind of drawn this out on the wall, right? So in between these two dots, we get the small wall bounce. In between these, we get a regular wall bounce, and anything above this, we get no wall bounce at all. So these points are fixed relative to each other, these heights. They do not change at all. So it's always the same distance to get from here to here to here. So if we know where this is, then we know where this is. And it just so happens that as we fall, this falls with us. This point falls with us, and so does the zone. So it's always going to be a little bit above the minimum height that we fall into. In this sense, you can actually also do a U-bounce without falling below your starting point. If you just fall into this legion, then you can climb back out of it, and it's still kind of a U-bounce. And just in case you're wondering how I got these points, it's actually approximately, so you shoot once for your starting position, and then the next bullet is going to be a minimum height fatigue jump, and then the next one is going to be a crouch jump. And that gets you approximately the right markers if you want to try and do anything with that or practice regular wall bounces with these.